Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of When I Grow Up Wednesday. Today we're taking you to Wilson Bank and Trust to find out what it's like to be a banker.
Hello, I'm Laura Piper and I work for Wilson Bank and Trust. I am a loan officer here at the Carthage office. When I was young, I wanted something in business. It didn't matter really what it was, but I would always just dream of being something successful in business. Okay, when I was actually 16 years old, I worked for the FDIC when Smith County Bank went under. That was back in the 80s. And I loved it. I loved working in the bank then. And I got very close to the liquidator in charge. His name was Mr. Ray Clark, and he was really good to me. And that was what kind of started my path into banking. Okay, well, experience is always really good. Education, of course, I believe in education. And I have a bachelor's degree in finance and economics, and then I went on to banking schools throughout the course of my career. But now, as far as any of the jobs within the bank, of course, most of them always prefer to have that, but there are different positions, and then you can build, you get your foot in the door and build a career. It's a good career to have too. Okay. The hardest part of a job is anytime you have a sad situation dealing with the public. There are a lot of times when the situation is sad, and of course it's very rewarding too, because you meet a lot of people, you gain a lot of friends, and there's a lot of rewards to it too. But it's all dealing with the people. Well, every day is different. Everybody has different needs. Of course, an average day, I do primarily loans and working with loans and things, but no one's loan is the same. So one person may need a car, then another person may want to build a house. And so it's dealing with the person and trying to cater to that person and what that particular person's needs are. That's what we try to do. Math is always really good in the banking field. Let's see, that accounting also, and of course you've got your finance and economics. Education, if you're wanting to be in more of a lender position, then there are finance classes that you would need to try to look toward. And my degree is in finance and economics, so it's something that you need to try to look toward anyway. Like I've said previously, it's a rewarding career, and I think I stress math to study it, but I laughed and was talking to someone one time. History is something you need to, because over time I have seen that history kind of repeats itself, and if you'll always just try to treat others the way you want to be treated, it'll get you far in life. Establish your checking account. Keep it in good standing always, and develop that history with the bank so that we can help you whenever you get ready to do your car. There are times when people may not have the financial support that they need, because technically you need to have something to pay down on that car. You need to, whenever you go to get your first car, no one is going to have a credit score yet, which is very important in today's world, and trying to make sure you keep a good credit score is very important. So, get your banking established early. And one thing I love about Wilson Bank, we start early in the schools, and we have our programs where the students can deposit into their savings account. So they build up a savings account, they establish that history with the bank, and that way we can help easier whenever the time comes that they need something.
Thanks so much to Miss Laura for giving us a little bit of her time to find out what it's like to work in banking and finance. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of When I Grow Up Wednesday, and we hope to see you next week.